Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Scarlett from G.I. Joe. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, placement. Placement is the key because I had originally intended this to be with her hand up, but it was going to fall off the screen. So that's why it's very important to think of your placement and your positioning whenever you are sketching out. I need to come up with some kind of silly little way to remember, like the 3 P's: placement, poise, and position. You know, something like that, you know. But placement and position, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. So that's why I'm not going with that. I know it sounds like, oh, you got it right there, just say that. No, it's not quite exactly what I'm looking for, but it's close, you know. So I'll come up with something. I'll figure it out. It would just be funny to make something that, not that rhymes, or I guess alliteration, right? That's the one that starts with the same letter. Just something funny like that would be funny. I almost tried to come up with a better word, but funny is a great word, and that's exactly the word I was looking for. But I'm not a speaker. I'm just an artist. Okay, so I think this position is going to work. So I'm going to start to work on some of the details. Yeah, I don't know what else to really tell you. I got nothing exciting to report. How about you? Do you have anything good to tell me? Anything fun? Anybody do something exciting? I got nothing. That's all I do. I draw. I think I'm going to come up with, maybe I'll do that. I was just thinking about this. Maybe I'll do a how I do this kind of video. And what I mean by that is you know, this is all I do. I work on this and I make one a day, but I don't really talk about how I do it. I just make them. And I don't know, maybe it would help if I did something like that. Just say, this is how I make my videos, this is how long it takes, this is what you got to do. You know, I guess just kind of, not really behind the scenes, but, you know, a how-to, right? Because it's not even really telling you how to do it. It's just more how I make them. But I don't know. Maybe some people might be interested in how I do it. So maybe. But you can keep these kind of level. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Just thinking out loud. I've got nothing to do while I sketch here but think. So might as well think out loud, right? Let's see. I guess I could talk about this. I'm basing this on the toys. And I don't have any. I need to get some. I really do. But right now, you know what? Let's also talk about this too. The availability of toys. It is very frustrating. They're not available right now. I mean, they are, but I'm seeing a lot of announcements and order online kind of stuff. But I don't see them available, and I know that's a silly little gripe, but you know, with I hope everyone's being safe with everything that's going on with, you know, lockdowns and COVID and all that stuff. You know. We are in a new time, a new era, where, you know, we don't get to just go out and get toys like we used to, or go out and go shopping or hang out and play with other people and that kind of stuff, you know. it's a different time, and I get it. But that also means that stores have not been stocking toys like they used to. You know, it's different. It's a different time. And again, I get it. You know, it's better to be safe. But I can't find any. I'll be honest with you. I don't really go out that much and shop anyway. But yeah, I haven't seen any of the G.I. Joe toys out. But also, I haven't really been looking that hard too. So I can't really complain too much. But I am going to say that I haven't gotten any. I'm not going to lie. So that's a long way. It's a long way for me to say this is going to be based on the G.I. Joe toys that are now coming out. And the reason I'm basing them on the toys is because the old versions. Let's raise this arm up a little bit more. The old versions. It's old. It's definitely, it needed a revamp, and they're gonna come out with like a video game or something. I saw some really cool commercials for the what's it called, but it looks really neat. And so I honestly wasn't paying attention any to these G.I. Joes because it wasn't quite my thing. I had some. I had Snake Eyes, obviously, and a couple of others, just because he was a cool looking ninja, you know, and a couple of others, but that's it. That's all I had. So I didn't really pay attention much to when these were being released. But they're looking really good. And once I saw the video game, I was super impressed. I was like, ooh, this is going to be something really awesome. So I kind of started paying attention more and started looking at the designs and the sculpts and whatnot. Man, these look really good. So I kind of said, well, you know, let's look at this. Let's see what's going on here. And they look really good. So that's why I'm kind of basing this design on the newer G.I. Joe looking. The newer toys, because they did an awesome sculpting revamp of the designs. They look really good. Okay, so no, I guess I'll talk about it more in the inking part. But this is what I was talking about. Is I have her arm now pointing down this way. I was gonna have her arm holding it up, and you can see the downside underneath of her bow. But it's gonna fall off the screen. So again, yeah, sometimes you gotta rework your sketch, and to make it fit, you know, how what you have available, you know. Okay, so now let me draw some kind of face for her, some kind of face. Let me try to work this face to look good. This is the terms I was really trying to use. Alright, so sorry if I go quiet, but I'm going to concentrate on what I'm doing. Because I already see that I've got my placement all wonky. So I want to try to rework that real fast. There we go, that looks a little bit better. But also her her hair is going to cover up one of these eyes. So that's why it's very crucial that I get the placement right. Plus, it's hard to draw without moving your paper. Man, that's the trickiest thing of all this. Of everything I've been doing here, you know, there's that's what I'm going to make a video about: starting and stopping, and the fear of starting and stopping. Because that's what I was going to say is that's been the hardest thing of all this is not the fear of starting a piece or the fear of messing it up. It's And that's something I want to talk about. That's one thing I want to make sure everybody knows, that we all go through it, that kind of thing. So I think I'll do a video about that soon, about imposter syndrome and how hard it is to get started and how we all go through that. But anyway, that's not the hardest part for me. The hardest part for me has been not turning my paper whenever I draw. Man, that is difficult, I'm telling you right now, because I'm used to turn it as you go, move around and whatnot. Can't do that. I'm taped down, so I can record, and that is the hardest thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I think I'm about ready. This arm needs to come up a little bit like that. There we go. That looks good. So yeah, let's erase some of these sketch lines and then get going with the Sharpie and get to drawing, right? My kneaded eraser really needs to be kneaded. Cleaned, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, now I don't want to erase everything because these sketch lines, some of them worked out pretty well. That I don't want them to disappear. And they're going to disappear pretty fast, so I got to be careful with what I erase. If you're working with pencil, you just start drawing darker. And then we'll get going. So there you go, I think it's about enough. Let's go ahead and welcome everybody that skipped to the Sharpie portion and join in. Welcome, skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly a fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. You can find the things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself just enough to guide us on this Sharpie adventure. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen and starting with the fine details of the face. So I'm going to start off with her eye, the top of the eye, but the hair is going over one of them, so I have to be careful. So I'm only going to do this much and then this much, okay? So I'm going to draw the retinas, the color part, just a little bit like that. Another one like that. So see how it's half, the hair is going to be over it, okay? So let me do a little bit of a pupil if I can fit it in, because it's going to bleed over. Try not to add too much. There we go, perfect. It's so tiny, there's only so much I can add in. So now for the bottom of the eye, I'm just going to come in just a little bit like that, just to show the eye, or show that there's a bottom, but imply with the retina that it's there. So I'm not going to draw the whole thing. For her eyebrow, let's go ahead and just do a little something like that, a little, not angry brow, but defined brow. And I'm not going to do one for the other side. I'm just going to do a little bit in like that and not even worry about the bottom part, because again, I'm going to draw her hair over. Let's go ahead and do it, at least that line, so you see where we are. I'm going to part her hair in the side right here, and it's going to go off to the side. So I'm going to do something like that, and that's going to define where we are. So that means I can add just a little bit of a brow like that. Okay? Okay, so for the bridge of her nose, let's go ahead and draw on this side just to give her something. So I'm going to bring it down and do that, and that'll help us since we can't draw that part of the eye. I can't even draw the bottom part, yeah, because it's too much under. So let's draw her nose. We're going to go straight down. I'm going to come in for the nostrils, something like that. We can't draw too much because, again, it's so tiny. So that's about all I can really do, and let color take care of the rest. So let's give her a mouth. And if I can, I'm going to draw the lips. But again, it's so tiny that they kind of bleed into each other. There we go. That's all I'm going to do for that. So let's draw her chin, which is again straight down the middle. And then I'm going to work on her face, go back up, and then we can work on the hair. So I'm going to draw her jaw. And I'm giving her kind of a very, very straight edge jawline, but still feminine. And I'm starting to thicken these lines up just a little bit too, because when I switch over to that Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference. So I'm kind of matching what's about to happen, but still trying to keep it subtle for the face. Okay. There we go. Draw her ear in on this side. Okay. Try to smooth this out a little bit. Draw this ear on this side. Okay, and so yeah, I had her hair parted on the side. We're going to do something like that. Now, I can build off of this with the shape of her head. So her hair is parted on the side, but pulled back into a ponytail. So, I'm going to go ahead and play with the hairlines like this. Say that it's going back. Okay, and then the rest is going to be swooped over. And you got to remember to make it over the skull. So you do want to make it, you know, big enough that it looks like it's the top of her head. But again, also wrap down to the side. So I'm not going to draw all the hairlines. I want color to take care of a lot of it and make it stand out. But let me bring this in a little bit. Something like that. But I want to do some. So I'm going to kind of bring it around wrapped like this. Again, see, I'm kind of following the hairline and adding a couple of lines just to show that the hair is flowing out. Okay, I think that's all I want to do. I want to do a lot more. I'm not gonna lie, I want to draw a lot more lines, but she doesn't have a dark hair. She's got, you know, a light colored red hair, and black lines aren't gonna help it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the outer edge. You don't have to do this. I'm doing it again because of that Sharpie, just to highlight what it's going to look like and keep it all consistent. And there, then I'm going to walk away. Now, oh no, you know what? Let's do her ponytail. So I'm going to say it's wrapped around. So it's coming like this, and we're going to wrap it around the side here. So we're going to do it like this. Add some extra whip lines. Thicken it up just a little bit. Now remember, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. As I always say, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. But like I said, I know what it's about to look like. I know how thick that Sharpie is. So I'm getting ready for it. Okay, so let me just thicken this one up just a little bit more. Alright, I think that's enough with this Sharpie. We'll come back with little details here and there. But I want to get going on the rest. So she does have a bandolier holding her arrows that is going underneath this arm. So just keep in mind that that's going to happen too. So I'm going to draw her neck down just a little bit, and then she's going to have her vest, armor, like that. And let's do that bandolier, because like I said, you gotta draw what's in front first, and I just want to make sure that, because we did the hair first, now I can do what's behind that, then we do what's behind that, then we do what's behind that. So I'm going to draw the little bow holder bandolier like this, and I've already sketched it out, so that's why I know how far it's got to go down and how it's going to look. And now we'll draw her body. Okay, well, here, let me do a little bit of detail on that bandolier, right? Can't just be a big chunk. It can, you know. Again, this is how I draw, and I'm going to do what I want, you know. But we're gonna make it fit. A knife is supposed to go in there too, but we're not going to worry about that, because you won't be able to see what this is if I do it like that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's draw her chest piece. She has a big armor chest piece. This is on her shoulder, and it's going to come down here like that. And luckily, that kind of splits up her body, that it gives us edges to draw on. So I'm going to come around here for her breast. There's the bottom of it, going to come down here and attach like this. There are a lot of armor edges to it, so we're just going to kind of do a little something where some of those edges are. You know, there's only so much we can do. We're not going to draw every single line. But I do want to highlight some because it is a really cool looking armor piece. Okay, so now that we have that, we know what's in front, what's in back, and all that. So let's go ahead and draw her arms. This one is going to be holding a bow, so I'm going to go ahead and draw her shoulder like this to her first armor piece, like that. And I'll go ahead and draw it just so we have it defined. Ooh, you know what? Let's do a little bit higher like that. We'll just say that's wear and tear, right? There's a bottom edge like this to the arm, and what I meant by wear and tear is creases and folds because of this is cloth. You know, we can get away with a few more little extra lines there because this is not armor. This is cloth material. Okay, there we go. All right. You know, let's do this. Some of this also is like really intricate, so that's another reason why we're not drawing everything, but there's some cool stuff in there I want to add. All right. So we're going to draw the armor piece here, and remember she's holding a gun, which is going to go in front of her hand and all that. So, or a bow. So we're only going to draw so much, and you're only going to see so much, you know. Okay, so again, let's draw the bow, and then I can draw the hand and everything around it, because basically she's holding it like this, and everything that's in front is on top like that. So you're only going to see so much of the hand when you do this drawing. All right, kind of like if I was holding it like this. When I draw that, see, you're only going to see so much, and that's why we got to draw the gun next, and then we can see what we have to draw of the hand. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna make it up also because it's just a big bow gun piece. I know that looks very strange, but hang on. Well, you know what? Here, now that I did that, let's go ahead and just do a little bit extra. Like that's the gun part. So now I can draw her hand underneath there. So her wrist is gonna come here. The hand is going in like that to hold it. There's the thumb coming down, and the fingers like that. So that's all we can see because we're looking at the top half, right? So don't worry too much about how specific it's going to be. Just know that, you know, we can only draw so much anyway. So that's it. That's all you can really do. And I'm also making this up too, so don't feel too frustrated if we don't get it exactly right, because again, I'm making up this whole thing. Okay, so the bow's going to come out. We'll say it goes to like this. Like that. Ooh, it's a little sideways. Should have been straighter, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm not worried about that. Maybe we can play around with some more lines and see what happens. Now also, I talked about this before, I'm kind of basing this on toys. So, I am kind of making this up versus exactly what it looks like. And let's see, because it's a bow, because it does have strings to it, we're going to go ahead and draw the strings. Let's say they're going to be like this. And I wanted to use a smaller Sharpie because, again, I wanted to make it like string, like you know, that it goes, and it's not as thick as. I say that, then I draw a really thick line. It's not as thick as the other parts, but hey, whatever happens, happens, right? There we go. Okay, so now that we have that, let me draw like we did there, a little bit of detail for the armor piece. Again, it's very, very specific, but there's only so much we can do because of the angle we're looking at. Okay, so now let's do her other arm over here, then we'll work our way down. And this one, it's got a big shoulder piece on it, so the shoulder's going to come in like this, and then we're going to go ahead and draw like the big shoulder pad that's up like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go her arm down to her elbow, and we're going to do like we did there, the armor piece that kind of comes up and over. Let's do the other side over here so you see where we are. There's to the elbow, and then draw the armor. Okay, and this hand is just pretty much doing this. Nothing crazy. So I'm going to draw the thumb like this. Finger out. And then the other finger is just kind of bent in. Okay? So that. Alright. Kind of big, but that's okay. We're just going to go with it. You know, that's one of the downsides to working with Sharpies like this, but I want you to be able to just grab what's around the house. You know? You don't have to go out and spend a lot of supplies just to draw along. You just grab what you have at the house. That's really what I want you to do. I'm just adding a little extra detail for the armor just to make it a little different, you know? And this, again, it's just creases and folds because it's cloth. I'm just kind of adding that because I can. Alright. Okay, so now it's just, let's see. Oh, let's draw her waist here real fast. Like that. And now I can draw the quivers, the bows back behind that. And that's what I was waiting to do. And to add a little bit of we'll say the quivers for the gun right there. Arrows, right? You know I'm saying arrows when I say quivers. And we're gonna say like that. But you can't see them because they're kind of overlaying each other. Like that. Okay? Awesome. And also, we're going to say that this is cloth. I don't know, I lost my picture. We're going to say that this is cloth for the her waist. But also a little bit of armor. So add a little bit of detail like that. Just to break up the look of it. Okay, so we're going to give her a belt where she's got, I guess, a holster for her gun. Ooh, that was a tricky thing too, is I don't draw guns. I don't like to draw guns because I don't want to provoke violence. But these are army people, right? They have weapons. They have guns. So it's like, what am I going to do? Well, the fact that this is based on, you know, toys, it's like, that's it. That's my trick. These are space laser type guns. And from what I hear, they're based on Nerf guns too. That's crazy. But hey, that's what it is. That's what it is. So let's draw a little holster or a little place for her gun real fast. And so now I'm just going to draw a cloth down to her knee pads. So her legs come down here like this. There's where her knee pad's going to be. Let's go ahead and draw one. Like that, just to give us a start-stop point. So that means we can draw the other leg in like this. Come down to this leg. This is going to be the other knee pad. And the other side is going to come down here like this. Okay? And let's add some detail Let's go ahead and draw some creases and folds. I like to draw lines, a lot of bends and folds in the waist and the crotch, because that's usually where you have the most bends in your cloth too, because that's where you get a lot of use, a lot of stress on your pants, you know. And let's see, she does have some cool pattern design in there, color, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to let color take care of that. That's exactly what it is. It's color. Okay. Oh, well, let's draw the front of her knee pad. It's got this really cool, like, tech design on it. There we go. Now I'll just draw her boots. Have, again, like this very I don't want to say tech, very specific space looking high tech shin protectors. There's nothing I can really explain to say why I think they're high tech, but it looks more than just like a normal shin protector. It's a little specific and different. Okay, here we're looking at the side more, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a little bit of the side. This is the front, and I draw her shoes. Like this. You'll see why I did that in a second. So I'm going to come over here, draw the front of her shoe on this one. Okay. Again, let me add just some detail, some specifics to make it stand out, to make it high tech. Is that what I was saying? Very, very tech looking armor. I still can't explain why it looks tech to me, but it just does, right? Okay, so this one, I'm going to come down here like this. There, see, it looks a little spacey, a little high tech, more than just military machinery. Alright, so I'm going to do like this to add like a little bit of extra, not space, but kind of like space. Again, I don't know why I keep calling it something like weird high tech, but it's like a space shoe, you know? It's more than just a regular old boot. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Space boots. There we go. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Scarlett from G.I. Joe. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.